Hello, everybody. It is a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare right here on Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. And with that, I do need a co-hostess today. So I reach out to the state that traps travelers and doesn't let them go anywhere. But that's pretty much any state these days, right? Because, hey, it's a government shutdown. And that means one thing. We don't have any air traffic controllers. And now the pilots are calling out sick. So with that, we go to the state that's fashioned like a mitten here. And it's a wonderful state to stay in if you have a week. An extra week because nobody's going anywhere. It's the state of Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Michigan, the one, the only, the mistress of the macabre, I was trying to think of the sommelier of, it's not Sam Hain. Everyone tells me it's not Sam Hain, Tim. It's pronounced.
What?
Halloween, Sam Hain. It's not Sam Hain. What is it called?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're supposed to know what it's called because you're the sommelier of it.
At first I thought you said Somalian. I was like, what?
Sommelier,
I don't know, my love.
Trying to give you these fancy titles. Anyways, here she is.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, the paranormal girl herself, Mallie Fox. I've just biffed the intro.
Confused one.
Yeah, I'll come up with the titles later. We'll edit and post, kid. We'll edit and post.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we won't. No.
Nah, that takes too much time.
Yeah, that's effort. So
yeah.
Just roll with it.
There we go. I'm rolling.
Like a Broadway show. We'll roll with it.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Show must go on.
What do we do when the lead actor's pants drop? Well, we just pretend that's an elephant trunk.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, if that lead actress has an elephant trunk, there's something
I said
wrong.
Lead actor. No. God, if the lead actress has an elephant trunk, we got a lot of explaining to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a little for the kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes mommy has an elephant trunk, and that's
nowadays, yeah.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Teach their own.
Teach their own. Boy, this discussion went off the rails.
Exactly. First 5 minutes. There we go. I think it's a record.
Well, it'll happen.
Yeah. Anywho.
How you been, Mel?
I've been
Good. That's what I like to hear. Excellent. We have a big show today. Big show. That is an elephant trunk on that.
Big things.
Big things. Big things today. Big things. Anywho.
Yeah.
On the big show today, lots of things going on. One particular person in Congress is saying, and I quote, them their alien disclosures should be put front and center in her reelection bid. We'll talk about that today. 3i Atlas, of course, is in the news. It's developed an anti-solar tail. We'll tell you about that. I know right now Travis Thorpe is across town getting ready to prepare himself for reptilian aliens to land on his front.
Yeah. He's got his bug out bags ready.
Yes, he's got his bug out bags ready, and he's actually, I think he's probably preparing an altar for them. I think he's probably.
Oh, well, that's right. His videos last week, he was kissing the Lizard King.
Yes, yeah. So he's all excited. He's gonna get the new strip club we're forming, Trailer Park 6, together for them, so that because they're probably bringing emissaries, so some of them can actually make some spare money there.
Okay.
I forget what the slogan is, but it's brilliant for this club. It's quite obscene. Anyways, again, I digress. Elsewhere today, lots of mystery today. Not only do we have a mysterious smoldering object falling over the sky in Australia, but spy balloons are back. We'll tell you about these spy balloons that are over Colorado and other states. We got some spooky stories as well.
I love those spooky stories.
Yes, lots of spooky stories to talk about today. 70% chance, Mallie, that people who have a near-death experience make a certain change after they've had the experience, even more than getting a divorce. Believe it or not, that's not the top thing.
Okay. Huh.
We'll talk about that. It's kind of an unusual thing. There's also something the dying utter as they're making this mysterious shift in consciousness. We'll talk about that too.
It's not oh fudge.
Yeah, not it's not that either. A nurse sees a 7-foot figure at a dying man's bed. She froze when she realized who it was.
Mhm.
Yeah. And a woman disappears from a car after being picked up from the side of the road. Ooh.
Ooh.
See? I told you. Got some good stuff today. And our palate cleanser today, I always love these,
Yeah.
is literally a cleanser. I'm
Oh.
going to tell you how you can wash yourself without laying one finger on your body.
Sounds like a magic trick.
It does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
It's truly a story for the lazy
Okay.
today. It's you're going to shake your head either in righteous indignation or shake your head and yes, please. Where can I get one of those?
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be one of those stories today. But first, as I mentioned, 3-Eye Atlas, our friend across town, Travis Thorpe, right now is ready to welcome his lizard gods as we speak, because he's probably seen the story by now. 3-Eye Atlas has displayed more anomalies as the latest data confirms a strange object has developed an anti-solar tail.
Okay.
Allie, what's our big rallying point here with 3-Eye Atlas? It's just a what? Just a comment.
Yeah.
Just a comment.
Mm-hmm.
But people are getting all riled up. New observations of the interstellar comet. See, they even say it in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Comet 3-Eye Atlas have revealed the latest in a growing collection of anomalies that the object displays, deepening the mystery surrounding its unusual composition and possible origins. I almost said oranges. Orange.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. You know what I could go for right now?
Mm.
A McDonald's big breakfast.
Oh, I haven't had one of those since I was a kid.
Oh, so good. Not only that, I'm going to talk food for a second. They now have a steak McMuffin as part of the whole Monopoly deal.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's that fake steak from McDonald's. It's not real stuff,
Okay.
but the fake steak's pretty good.
Huh. You know what you guys what you don't have in Minnesota? Well, at least the one in Minnetonka when I go visit my parents,
Mhm.
but we have it here, is the egg, bacon, and cheese on a bagel. We have that here, and you guys don't, because every time I visit, I'm like, "Do you guys have it yet?" When I talk to my parents, and they look at me like I'm strange.
Yeah, we don't have it.
So, yeah, we got it here. It's delicious. It's got like a hollandaise sauce kind of.
Really?
Yeah, like a mayonnaise kind of,
Mm.
yeah, but it's not mayonnaise. Anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot
but
of
it's
stuff
so
at
good.
McDonald's that isn't what it should be, but it's edible.
Yep, yep. We
Yeah,
have it here and it's delish.
really. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's so good.
That got me wondering. Now I may have to do the full court press. I may have to go over there after the show today and stand in the lobby of McDonald's until they make it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's on a secret
Good.
menu. Have you ever tried the secret menu thing over there?
No, I have not. I hear about it, but I
Mm.
have not tried it.
Go over there for breakfast and say beep boop beep secret menu and see if they'll make it for you.
Beep boop beep.
Beep boop beep secret menus. And then they'll look at you and go beep boop beep, calling the cops.
Yeah, beep boop beep. F off.
Yeah, pretty much it. I know they look at me strange every time I go over there. So.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not unusual. I get strange looks.
Yeah. Or especially when it's McRib time, they're like, "Oh God, he's here again."
Yeah. Oh, boy, he still has stains on his shirt from the last time he was here.
Yeah. He's back.
He's back. It's only the third time today. Yeah. Oh, where were we? Oh, yeah. 3-Eye Atlas. Here we go.
Yes.
It's the latest data obtained during observations with the Keck 2 telescope in Hawaii. Do you think somebody just wanted to permanently live in Hawaii and built a telescope?
Probably. It's a nice place to live.
It is.
But actually, I take that back. It's a nice place to visit. I've lived there. It gets old after a while.
And it's expensive.
It is expensive. A lot of people have more than one job that live there.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? You build yourself a telescope, you got a job for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Keck 2 telescope in Hawaii offered the latest confirmation of the existence of the object's strange anti-tail. And unexpected chemical signatures that reveal it is rich in nickel and yet seemingly devoid of iron, in contrast to past observations of the comets. The new findings, detailed in a recent paper based on Keck Cosmic Web Imager, or KCWI, data collected on August 24th of this year, suggests that 3i Atlas could be showing signs of exotic chemical processes currently unfamiliar to astronomers. A key finding from the new data also confirms the presence of nickel carbonyl formation process, which on Earth is normally associated with industrial nickel refinement. This adds to past findings that suggest the object could be chemically unique among all known comets observed to date and could provide deeper insights into the composition and chemical behaviors of comets and other space objects from beyond our solar system. So, yeah, it's got a different chemical composition. Nice. I like it.
Still a comet.
Yeah, it is still a comet. It's, don't fool yourself. It's not a different chemical composition spaceship. Let's not jump the gun. Let's not go nuts about it. It's still a comet, like Mallie said. Still a comet. So let's do this. Let's check it off our list.
Yeah.
Still a comet.
Still a comet.
Yes. Thank you for.
I was writing it out like a chalkboard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. For those of you scoring at home, still a comet. Still a comet. All right. Colorado Congresswoman is championing. I drew that one out too. UFO disclosure in her reelection bid. It turns out that Lauren Boebert is maintaining that it is time that the American people were given the whole truth about the phenomena. The latest in a growing number of U.S. politicians who have promised to look into UFO disclosure. Boebert recently began campaigning to secure her fourth term in office in next year's midterms. The topic was covered in detail in an email sent by her campaign to potential donors. For decades, our government has shrouded the truth about UFOs in a veil of secrecy, the line read. Strange crafts have been spotted soaring through our skies, defying the laws of physics, and yet the bureaucrats in Washington act like we're too naive to handle the facts. Ooh, she's going right after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They tell us we're crazy, like we can't see the things flying through the air with our own eyes. I say enough is enough, and it's in big, bold letters.
Oh, she's serious.
Ooh, she's going after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The American people aren't children to be spoon-fed half-truths or dismissed with vague excuses. We deserved to know what's really going on up there, is the quote. Well, her focus on this has been met with raised eyebrows from some political analysts. The fact that she's covering it at all shows that there's a growing interest in this particular subject. I think it's kind of different that she's running on it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of other things she could run on. UFOs is kind of a weird thing to plant your flag on, but okay. If politicians think that UFO disclosure can win votes, well, then it's clearly a topic people do care about. Whether it will see Boebert reelected next November, however, remains to be seen. So, Mallie, do you think this is a key issue we should be running on in 2026?
No, and even if she wins, is she really going to keep her promise?
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a hard one to say I'm gonna follow through on this deal, because when eventually the Men in Black and the shadow government get a hold of her, she could disappear. Mm-hmm. Right?
Exactly.
Then what?
Mm-hmm.
To say I will not disappear because I decided to go after this is a hard promise to keep.
Right.
Sorry, I had to chuckle at myself at that one. To say I'm more bulletproof than most of the people who were assassinated over this deal is a pretty tall order. That's for sure. There's a movie out there that is all the rage, and a lot of people are looking forward to the streaming date on this. Age of Disclosure is getting a streaming date and a New York theatrical run. The highly anticipated UFO documentary will also get a limited theatrical run in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. as well. There has been, those keen to watch filmmaker Dan Farah's new documentary, Age of Disclosure, won't have to wait much longer, as the Amazon streaming date is now close at hand. Described as an unprecedented and revelatory film, the documentary delves deep into the subject of UFOs, alien visitation, and government cover-ups. It features interviews with 34 current and former members of the U.S. military and intelligence communities, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and former Director of National Intelligence General Jim Clapper. Other prominent individuals featured include former Department of Defense official Christopher Mellon and Luis Elizondo of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or AATIP. This is a very real situation, and the stakes are incredibly high, and it clearly is the most bipartisan issue of our time. Leaders from both political parties made it clear to me how serious it is, said Dan Farah. But the public has no idea. The average person on the street is just completely in the dark, he also went on to say. One of the film's aims is to encourage viewers to become an active part of the disclosure movement. Push your representatives, push the executive branch, push the president to make this come to light, make the transparency happen so that the world can understand what we've been dealing with is real, said UAP Task Force Director and U.S. Intelligence Agency official Jay Stratton. He also went on to say, we are not alone. Tell you what, you can watch Age of Disclosure on Amazon Video on Demand from November 21st, but there is a trailer for this, and I'll post the article so you can watch the trailer in the description of this program. So you can kind of get a taste for it.
Cool.
Yeah. So I teased earlier, there was a mysterious smoldering object falling from the sky over Australia. Let me show you the picture of this thing. It looks like something out of Star Wars. Look at that, Mallie.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like something a Jawa would jump out of.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting. A large burning object was the subject of a police investigation in the Australian outback last week. The incident, which occurred on Wednesday afternoon, saw a multi-agency response involving authorities from across Western Australia who attended the site of a large piece of smoldering wreckage that had seemingly fallen from the sky around 30 kilometers from the town of Newman. The object was still on fire when site workers had found it next to a rarely used access road. An initial investigation by authorities revealed that the wreckage was comprised mainly of carbon fiber and did not appear to be part of a commercial aircraft, which we don't need that.
That's good. Yeah.
Right?
That's a positive.
Yeah. The most likely explanation was that it was part of an aerospace pressure vessel or rocket tank. Further technical assessment will be undertaken by engineers from the Australian Space Agency to assist in identifying its nature and source. The police said in a statement, if the object is indeed from space, then it further amplifies concerns raised over the danger posed by increasing amounts of space debris falling back to Earth. While this piece happened to fall in a remote area, there is also, albeit a slim chance, that it could have fallen over a city or onto someone's house. Death by space debris hasn't happened yet, Mallie. I know you're concerned. But if incidents like this keep happening, it may only be a matter of time. Especially the way Elon Musk is throwing stuff up into the atmosphere. We all could get hit by a Starlink satellite in a matter of weeks.
I was waiting for you to say something like that.
I mean, the stuff is coming down in droves right now. So
yeah.
Speaking of getting hit by something, mysterious spy balloons have been spotted over Colorado and other U.S. states now. They're back. So,
surprise.
Yeah, get your BB guns out. It's time to take shots at spy balloons. It's a little game we like to play for prizes. Sightings of the unidentified balloons have prompted fears of clandestine surveillance by a foreign power. Residents across Colorado, Arizona, and Alabama. Oh boy. Yeah, that's where you want to fly the spy balloons, is over Alabama. That'll be fun. I have been taking to social media in recent weeks to report sightings of strange high altitude balloons soaring across the sky. The phenomena has raised concerns about the possibility of foreign surveillance following multiple instances of Chinese spy balloons being shot down over the continent in 2023. The debris of another alleged spy balloon was found by fishermen in Alaska in 2024. Tucson, Arizona has been at the center of several of this year's sightings. While one report raised speculation of a spy camera platform from China transmitting military secrets in fast bursts, other reports indicated that a secretive U.S. military project was responsible. In either case, the presence of such objects over the state has raised major privacy concerns. Is it a technology that should not and constitutionally cannot be applied to the American people? Civil liberties analyst Jay Stanley told the Arizona Mirror. Even testing for eventual overseas use in legitimate combat theaters has raised a lot of questions about what kind of data can be collected. The most recent sighting was just 2 weeks ago, and while residents attempted to track the object on a flight monitoring app, no sign of it could be found, raising questions about what it was doing. Some noted that these types of balloons can carry a large amount of equipment for monitoring and information gathering. The question is, who ultimately is benefiting from the data being gathered? We may never know for sure. Well, if you catch one and, take it apart, you may know. Especially if it says made in China, right?
That is very true.
I mean, most of it says made in China.
Yeah. Or India. One of the two.
India. Yeah. So you'll know eventually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Mallie, I have an interesting article in front of me that says that a new theory out there proposes that aliens simply can't be bothered visiting us.
We're just not worth it.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll move on now.
We're a waste of their time.
I almost want to send this one to Travis. I really do. Because he's convinced that this 3-Eye Atlas is a spaceship coming. They're going to land. They're going to... I think he almost wants it to happen. Do you really want to be visited by aliens?
Yeah, I could take it or leave it.
It's not a big thing on your agenda.
Yeah, I mean, will good come of it? If so, okay. If not, if it's a bunch of butt probing... I did that while you're taking a sip.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
If it's a bunch of butt play, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of that.
No, there's a whole sector of our society that wishes for alien butt play. I think it's part of Pornhub. Yeah.
Well, they can be visited then.
Okay. A new paper outlines a potential new explanation for why we have yet to make contact with an advanced alien race. The question of whether we are alone in the universe remains one of the biggest philosophical conundrums of our time. While it seems almost inconceivable that our civilization is alone in the cosmos, the fact still remains that we have yet to see any evidence to the contrary. Now, the Fermi paradox, which we talked about on the show before, which highlights the contradiction between the likely existence of extraterrestrial civilizations and the fact that we have still never encountered any, seems to suggest that either there are no aliens out there, that they simply have never found us, or that they are extremely rare. But what if the real explanation is something a lot more mundane? According to a new paper by the University of Maryland's Dr. Robin Corbett, the reality may be that the super advanced technology simply doesn't exist, and that alien civilizations may peak at a technological level not much more advanced than our own. They may have expanded a great deal of resources exploring space, visiting other planets, and trying to find evidence of other civilizations. But after spending centuries on this, they eventually lost interest and simply had no further desire to pursue such an endeavor. As such, the galaxy may have As such, the galaxy may be full of slightly more advanced alien civilizations that are simply bored of scouring the cosmos for other inhabited worlds and now simply focus on their own affairs. This radical mundanity, that sounds like a great album title, by the way, radical mundanity theory has been met with some skepticism. However, with other scientists arguing that this idea unrealistically assigns human-like apathy to alien civilizations is kind of to them. As things stand, however, we simply have no way of knowing one way or the other. My thing is, to me, this seems more realistic of a theory than anything else. Because if we can only get to a certain level, why wouldn't other civilizations be the same way as well?
That makes sense.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at all the things that we've put in our own way
Mm-hmm.
that we could only get to a certain level. Why wouldn't other civilizations be the same way? Why do we give other civilizations credit for being technologically more advanced and being able to, traverse the galaxy to come find us? But we've stunted our own growth and we can't get out of, the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it doesn't, we don't give ourselves enough credit, but we give the rest of the galaxy enough credit that they can just zoom all over the place. I think we should give them the same credit we give ourselves. Maybe they're stuck on their own world and they've only gotten to 2 or 3 worlds. And they're like, you know what? It takes a lot of resources. We're good.
Yeah.
They can come find us. We got too much going on. I like it. I like that theory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come find us. I like that theory. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, Mallie.
You're going to stick to that one.
I'm sticking to that one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. All right. We're going to take our break. When we come back, boy, have we got the stories lined up here for you. Mallie found us a story, which is really interesting. Maybe AI can be used for good.
I tried, people. I tried.
Yeah, she tried. But no, maybe AI can make you a millionaire. We'll tell you about it when we come back. I think Mallie's going to try and use it.
I am. I'll try it today.
She's going to try it today. We'll tell you we'll tell you exactly how AI might make you a millionaire. We'll do that after the break. We've got, of course, the other doom and gloom with AI, but we'll tell a nice story about AI when we come back. That's for sure. We've got some other interesting stories too. We got some spooky stories coming up, including the spooky story of a woman disappearing from a car after being picked up from the side of the road. Ooh, it's that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're less than 2 weeks away from Halloween.
I know. This month's gone by too fast.
You want to hear the scariest thing about Halloween ever?
What?
Are you sitting down? Of course you're.
That's getting closer to Christmas?
Well, there's that.
Because I've already seen Christmas commercials and it's making me hyperventilate.
Okay, there's that. But here's the scariest thing of all. Have you been candy shopping?
The price of candy?
Yes.
Yeah, because we get full-size candy bars.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing about Halloween. The average price of Halloween, I did a story about this when I was up at KNSI this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The average price of Halloween for just a single person this year is supposed to be $193. The average price for a family this year, Mallie, is almost $500. Anywhere from $500 to $600.
Not surprised.
Is that nuts? For Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine what it's going to be for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of control. You know what? I'm just going to give you a lollipop. We're done. That's it.
Well, also add on if you decorate your house and if you have children, you got to buy costumes. Costumes aren't cheap.
That's all in there. That's all in that. Cost. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all in that cost. And you know what's also been added to that cost now too? Pet costumes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pet costumes.
I used to put my dogs when I had my pugs. I used to put them in costumes.
Mm-hmm. Pet costumes have now added an average of between $40 and $80 to that cost a year for families.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that,
so cute.
It is kind of cute. Yeah. Although it's not cute if they get all bound up and then they can't move. Yeah.
True.
I tried to put a costume on Spud. You know what Spud did?
What?
Ran. Yeah. Wouldn't let me do it. Also, coming up in the next segment of the show, in 1927, a radio experiment tried to prove that telepathy exists. I'll tell you what happened with that. It's kind of an interesting story. And our palate cleanser today. Are you having a hard time getting in the shower? I have a solution for you.
Okay.
You don't even have to lay a finger on yourself. I'm going to tell you how you can wash up in the morning. No strings, no nothing attached.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you how you can wash up without even having any troubles whatsoever.
Okay.
We're going to get you clean in our palate cleanser today. That's coming up.
Gotcha.
It's coming up after the break. You're listening to Supernatural News and Parashare right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. It's your buddies, Tim and Mallie, right here on a Wednesday on Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio on a Wednesday, Supernatural News and Parashare. I'm Tim Dennis. With me is my co-hostess with the mostest, Mallie Fox. Mallie, this is the only time that I can remember in this upcoming segment where we actually have a story that might make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have you to thank, my friend.
And I found it accidentally.
You did.
I know, because you and I were talking.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to hold off until the very last story to tell people.
Okay.
Okay? I am going to tell you, however, one that may make you giggle, and it came from a listener of ours. You ready for this?
Sure.
Turns out that AI has a sense of humor.
Well, that's good.
It's an evil sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. A tech prankster sends 50 Waymo robo-taxis to a San Francisco dead-end street. So it's a little human. It's a little AI. It's a little bit country. It's a little bit rock and roll. 50 driverless cars converging on a single dead-end street sounds like a software glitch, but in reality, it was a coordinated prank. Over the summer, Riley Walls, who is a 23-year-old software engineer and self-described tech prankster, enlisted dozens of participants to order Waymo rides at the same moment on San Francisco's largest and longest dead-end street. The plan was at dusk, 50 people went to San Francisco's longest dead-end street and ordered a Waymo at the same time. Walls revealed Sunday on X. The world's first Waymo DDoS. You know, I know I've gotten to a point in life when stuff is starting to get over my head. That got over my head.
Okay.
It did. The term is short for distributed denial of service, which refers to a type of cyber attack that overwhelms a system with traffic to disrupt its normal operation. In this case, boy, that is nerd humor, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Waymo DDoS. Oh, God, that is such nerd humor. You know, at that point, I think you really got to take a hard look at your life. You know, maybe get outside, touch grass, hug someone, maybe do some community service, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you know, really take a hard look at your life.
Yeah, but we were just laughing about butt probing, so.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that's locker room humor, right? I mean, this is like, you know,
hey, Waymo DDoS. Oh, everybody will laugh.
Who gets the joke? Bunch of people who are sitting in their basement eating Cheetos at their mom's house. Right? I mean, you know, you're never going to get laid with that kind of humor. You just aren't. Let's face it. You know, right? I hate to be that harsh, but, you know, do they really know what it's like to touch another human being? Do they?
I have a funny Cheeto joke, or it's not a joke, but a story, super quick. Ghost hunt, Virginia City. It was the first night. It was a meet and greet, and I got wasted because, well, high altitude, and they made their drinks really strong at the Washoe Club, and I got kind of wasted, and I don't drink a lot, so that's why I got wasted off of like 3 drinks, and I was eating flaming hot Cheetos
Oh no.
because they didn't really have anything to drink late at night or anything to eat. There we go. Sounds like I'm drinking now. Anything to eat late at night. So I was eating these flaming hot Cheetos, and I was so drunk that when I looked down, I thought I was bleeding because my fingers were red. And I freaked out for a moment because I forgot why my fingers were red because of the powder. Anyway, I freaked out for a moment.
You're like, call a medic.
And I was like, oh, why are my fingers so red? And then I was like, oh, Cheetos. Cheeto dust.
I love hanging out with you, Mallie. No moment.
Well, it's those Comstock drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Not Comstock. Because I kept saying Comstock. And they're like, no, it's Comstock.
Right. Yeah. Those drinks you got to go downtown for.
Yeah. But anyway, my Cheeto dust story.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flaming hot, though. Whew.
Oh.
Yeah, dangerous.
Were you trying to spend the next day on the toilet, or what was the deal? I mean,
I was hungry.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
There was no food.
Right. There really isn't.
No.
Unless you're there in the summertime in Virginia City, there really isn't food in Virginia.
Yeah, everything shuts down like at 10, and I had they had a street taco van there, and I ate that. Oh, it was delicious. I had quesadillas. But that was like at probably like 10, but I'm drinking like at 1 in the morning.
Ooh.
So you can only have like the little snackies that are sitting on the bar.
Yeah.
So I had some Cheetos.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
Flaming hot Cheetos. I thought my fingers were bleeding. Anyway, I digress. Sorry.
That's all right.
You said Cheetos eaten in the basement. It just reminded me of that.
That's all right.
I know.
I'm sure.
Like 50 something, thinking my fingers are bleeding.
I'm sure because
I had 3 drinks.
I'm sure these nerds in the basement are probably tripped out on mushrooms and done this themselves. So,
hey, nerds are twisted. They can be dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
naughty.
Yeah. They probably have their sex doll in the corner. You know,
you think they're all innocent, but ooh.
Oh, they're freaks.
Nope.
Freaks.
Mm-hmm. They are freaks. Freaky.
Yeah, they're freaky. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of, this freak that ended up lining up the Waymos. God, his name is Mr. Walls.
Seriously?
Yeah, WALZ. Governor of Minnesota. Not like Sugar Walls, like the Sheena Easton song. Don't ask me why I said that. Probably because he's never seen them.
Stop.
The term, by the way, distributed denial of service refers to a type of cyber attack that overwhelms the system with traffic to disrupt its normal operation. In this case, a tongue-in-cheek nod to how dozens of simultaneous requests briefly jammed Waymo's network, to which the guy in his basement went, "Excellent." No one boarded the cars, Walls said. After about 10 minutes, the autonomous vehicles departed and charged each requester a $5 no-show fee.
That's it. For the entertainment, they only got charged $5.
Well, each. So all those cars got a $5 each fee. That was his mass chaos for the day. Waymo handled this well, Walls said, noting that the company temporarily disabled all pickups and drop-offs within a 2-block radius until the next morning. He disabled the Waymo. Online, the stunt drew a mix of fascination and alarm. Nice job, I guess. What'd you get out of it? One user asked. Another warned this would be a felony under the current computer access and abuse laws. Then he took a hit off his inhaler. Some saw darker implications. Someone will figure out how to use this to jam up traffic in targeted urban areas and centers on election day, another user wrote. Going into his dark...
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will figure out how to jam up city centers on election day, and then there will be mass chaos, and it will be all your fault.
This is why I love the interwebs. Others viewed it as a useful stress test. They were not vandalizing the vehicles, and they paid the no-show fees. One commenter wrote, Waymo should be doing this kind of thing itself. Yeah, test out your systems. See where you're vulnerable. The July prank fit neatly into Walls' pattern of projects that blur the line between satire and systems analysis. Mm-hmm. I can't even say the word. A North Beach resident, Walls previously made headlines for creating a viral map that tracked San Francisco's parking officers in real time before city officials shut it down. Oh, this guy's just a shit stirrer. Mm-hmm. So he'd tell you where the parking officers were so you can move your vehicle before they got to you. He also transformed a fake Google Maps listing into a real one-night steakhouse and built a Bop Spotter, an app that uses music app Shazam to log music playing on city streets 24/7. This guy has no life. No.
Better be careful what you say. If he's listening, he's going to make your life hell.
He's going to drain all 45 cents out of my bank account. Walls, who co-founded a data company called Numerous.ai, has said his pranks are driven by curiosity, not malice. You have to follow through on your ideas, because if you don't, you might stop having them, he told the New York Times earlier this month. Gee, I don't know, Mr. Walls. I have all kinds of ideas up here. I just don't act them out. It's kind of funny how you do that. It's called writing them down. Yeah, you just write them down, then you put them on a piece of paper and you put them over here. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets hurt that way. Waymo did not immediately comment on the incident, probably because they were too busy being embarrassed. All right. Meanwhile, Mallie, speaking of scammers, scammers made a fortune selling AI-created miracle prayers to gullible believers.
Oh,
yeah. This is not so fun. Brazilian police recently arrested 35 people in connection with an elaborate scam that involved selling people AI-created prayers for an average of $10 per prayer. The scam ring operated out of Ilópolis, which is in Brazil's Fluminense region. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this part of Brazil. For 2 years before finally being brought down by police, its members ran a sort of call center that contacted Catholics via phone, tried to learn as much as they could about them, and then sold them the AI-generated personalized prayers capable of curing illnesses and improving lives for around 50 reals or $10. Some of the victims were so impressed by the prayers that they heard that they paid for several others after that. Many people, moved by what they believed to be a spiritual gesture, paid larger sums, convinced that they were receiving supernatural help. Oh, God, no. Artificial intelligence has the potential to improve the lives of billions of people around the world, but in the wrong hands, it can cause a lot of problems. In this case, an AI agent helped the scammers manipulate hundreds, if not thousands of victims by churning out moving prayers that they sold to their victims. Civil police of Rio de Janeiro believes that the scammers have been operating for at least a couple of years. Gangs recruited its victims through social media, where a pastor identified as a group's leader, that's pastor in quotes here, posted motivational messages and invited users to contact him to receive a miracle or divine revelation on the victims, or once the victims were on the hook, the call center operators continued the deception over the phone, trying to sell them miraculous prayers capable of saving their lives. The 35 suspects in this case have been charged with fraud and criminal conspiracy, but the police have requested that the victims continue to report to the Neapolis police station to formalize their complaints in order to build a stronger case. After analyzing the scammer's modus operandi, the police credited the long-standing success of the operation to the evolving AI, which adapted each of the interlocutors and each, that's a word I've not seen in many news stories, interlocutors, and each situation, and ultimately delivered impressive texts. That's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone calls you on the phone, Mal, and says, Mallie, I want to pray for you. It's going to cost you $10, but I'm going to pray for you, and I'll come up with a custom prayer for you to cure what ails you. What do you say to them?
First of all, I don't answer the phone.
Okay. There's that. Yeah. Okay.
But I would say no.
Fair enough.
How about you?
You're right. First of all, I don't answer the phone. But what if they sent you a text that said, Mallie, we sense there's something deeply wrong with you right now. A situation in your life that's bothering you deeply. And we could pray for you right now. And we can clear that right away for you right now for the low, low price of $10.
Low price. You can tell how old we are. That's like infomercials. Low price.
Would that get?
No.
No. Okay.
When they're asking for money, nah.
Yeah. I don't fall for it either. I'm just wondering who's falling for that.
Probably the old people.
Probably.
The elderly.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? AI is changing people's lives. You ready for this?
Sure.
Now, a lot of people are going to be using AI for this. Yeah. In your state over there, Mel, a Michigan woman just won $100,000 in a Powerball jackpot using ChatGPT to pick her numbers.
There we go.
Lucky guess.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy Carvey's Power Play option doubled her Powerball prize to $100,000 after AI generated her lucky numbers. Michigan woman's decision to let artificial intelligence pick her lottery numbers has paid off in a big way. 45-year-old Tammy Carvey of Wyandotte won. You know her?
Okay. I'll have to talk to you off air.
Okay. Won a Powerball jackpot of $100,000 and says ChatGPT was a secret weapon behind her lucky numbers. She bought her ticket online at michiganlottery.com for the September 6th drawing, according to the Michigan Lottery. Harvey's win places her among a growing number of lottery players turning to artificial intelligence in hopes of boosting their odds of striking it rich. Tammy Carvey turned artificial intelligence into a real-life win when she won a $100,000 Powerball prize with a set of numbers generated by ChatGPT, Michigan Lottery said in an ex-post on Thursday. I only play Powerball when the jackpot gets up there, and the jackpot was over $1 billion, so I bought a ticket, said Carvey. And she said, I asked ChatGPT for a set of Powerball numbers, and those are the numbers I played on my ticket. So she just straight out asked for the numbers, and they gave her the numbers. Harvey matched 4 white balls in the Powerball, 11, 23, 44, 61, 62 in the Powerball of 17. While Carvey initially thought she had won $50,000, she was shocked to discover that her Power Play option had doubled her winnings to $100,000. When I checked the winning numbers, I saw I matched 4 white balls in the Powerball, and I knew I had to have won something, Carvey said. Google told me it was a $50,000 prize, so that's what I thought I won. It wasn't until I logged into my Michigan Lottery account that I realized, wait a minute, she plays quite often if she has an account. That I realized that I added the Power Play to my ticket and I actually won $100,000. Carvey recently visited lottery headquarters to claim her prize. Michigan Lottery said in a press release, adding that she plans to use the winnings to pay off her home and save the remainder. She said, my husband and I were in total disbelief. Carvey's not the first lottery winner to turn to AI for a lucky break. Virginia grandmother Carrie Edwards used ChatGPT to select her Powerball numbers for the September 8th Virginia Lotto drawing. Her power play option ultimately tripled her $50,000 winnings to $150,000, all of which she donated to charity.
Aw.
Yeah. She won and gave it right back.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. By the way, this is a picture of Tammy and her husband collecting their winnings right there.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something?
Yep.
ChatGPT. Turns out not trying to kill us after all. Just trying to get fun.
So you and I should use, we'll do ChatGPT.
Okay.
Let's just buy a ticket. You buy a ticket, I'll buy a ticket, and see if we win. Next week we'll compare notes.
Okay. Deal. Yeah.
Just one ticket. So it'll cost us what, $2? $3 if we do the
$3 if you do the power play.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, the power play.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I've never used Chat. I'll admit, I use AI for the show graphics for this particular show for Supernatural News, but I use a program called Wonder when I do it.
Yeah.
But I've never used Chat.
I haven't used it either, but I'll sign up for it. I think I'll sign up for it just for this.
Yeah, I will. I will too. I try to stay away from ChatGPT because I think it's trying to read my brain. I'm kidding.
Mine will. If I sign up for it, it'll probably break down and be like, "Oh, good God, I'm not even going to try and read your brain." It'd be like,
Mallie, I can't follow along. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, exactly. I withdraw.
There's no blood coming out of your fingers. It's just
exactly. Exactly.
You're
a lost cause, Mallie. Sorry. I'm gonna move on.
You're hurting my computer brain, Mallie.
Exactly. I'll be the first person rejected by GPT.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, moving on. 70% of people who've had a near-death experience made this change even more than getting a divorce. Which is odd that getting a divorce is one of the first things you think of when you come back from the dead. It's like, I've been doing it all wrong. It's time to break up.
Hey, but think about how many people got divorced after COVID or during COVID.
It's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, good God.
What is it about mundanity is the word that comes up again. Mundanity must be the word of the day. You're going through life. You're like, yeah, I think I'm happy. I don't know. I'm just going to, trudge my way through this marriage. And then all of a sudden pandemic and you go, screw it. I'm out of the marriage. Life is short. I don't want to die. I'm not dying with you. Well, I'm out of here. What is that?
Oh.
What happened to, we're going to hang in there, kid. We're going to be here together.
I think a lot of people that I shouldn't say a lot, but I think people that were cheating on their spouse got caught.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
You're in close
close quarters. Or because think about when how much we work. So you're not at home. And then if you have the kids and they've got stuff and you know what I mean? So to be with someone 24/7, you're like, oh, good God.
Yeah. You didn't realize how much you didn't know them. Right.
Yeah. Or you grew apart. Let's say you married young or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. So they were at death's door and opened a window to a whole new world. About 15% of severely ill patients report enduring a near-death experience, which may mean having an overwhelming out-of-body sensation, an encounter with a dead loved one, a vision of a bright light, a rapid review of their life's milestones, or a profound sense of peace. To figure out how people deal with NDEs, researchers at the University of Virginia surveyed 167 individuals who said that they've had one. One major coping mechanism stood out among the rest. Almost 70% of participants reported a shift in their religious or spiritual beliefs and their fears of death in the aftermath of their NDE. My NDE was considerable, one participant wrote in the questionnaire. I know I'll never be the same person ever, so ongoing reflection and inner work are needed daily. There's a really creepy picture I'm going to show you here, Mallie, that I'm looking at as I'm reading.
Okay.
Others, and why the photographer chose this picture to put in the article, I have no idea. By the way, it's a New York Post article. Others use the occurrence to reevaluate their personal relationships, with over 20% reporting divorces or breakups, and even more weathering relationship challenges or breakdowns. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to show you this picture real quick because it just popped up and I'm going to try to figure out how to get it off my screen. This is the picture that I was looking at.
Good God.
No, right?
Jeez.
Isn't that alarming? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy's like, it's like, you can stop that at any time. And isolation and loneliness were recurring themes among NDE sufferers. Why isolation and loneliness? Oh, you know why? I figured it out. You've been to the other side. You have this overwhelming love that you feel enveloped and warm. And then all of a sudden you come back here and you feel cold because you've been disconnected from the source, right? So that's that loneliness you feel. One survey participant called their NDE a double-edged sword. It was an incredibly transformative experience that they kept to themselves for fear of being judged. The researchers said 64% of participants reached out to mental health professionals, spiritual advisors, or online communities, with 78% finding the support helpful. The more intense the NDE, the more likely the patient would be to seek help. The problem is that many had trouble finding suitable support. One church told a participant, "We don't do that here." That's nice. And difficulty. No, we don't do that here. You move on. How does a church just get so cold and be like, that's all right?
I know, right?
And difficulty discussing their experience when they did obtain help. So they had a little bit of problem even discussing it. After a few attempts, I honestly didn't feel anyone was deep enough to handle it. All their responses were textbook and uninspired. Very disappointing, one participant wrote. But who relates to it if you haven't been through it? I mean, it's hard to talk deep with someone if you've never been there, right? I mean, I can't talk to someone who's had a near-death experience, and I mean, I can empathize with you, but I can't say, "Oh yeah, I've been there too."
Yeah, you can't relate.
Right? I can't relate. I've never been there, right? Another noted, my experience felt that those around me didn't understand the magnitude of what I went through, so I didn't think others would care either. The findings were published in the journal Psychology of Consciousness, Theory, Research, and Practice. The UVA researchers hope their work can pave the way for better care for NDE sufferers. The research on how to support these patients and their specific needs is still limited, said Marietta Pelavanova of UVA's Health Department of Psychiatry and Neurobehavioral Sciences. We hope to begin addressing this gap and to inspire other researchers, especially clinicians, to devote time and care in pursuing these questions. So, interestingly enough, that's that story there. Related to that story, there's a story here, which, believe it or not, one of the interesting sources that almost always has a story out every single week that seems to kind of blow my mind a little bit is Popular Mechanics is becoming an interesting paranormal source. I didn't think Popular Mechanics would be an interesting paranormal source, but they have been. They have a story this week that says the dying utter eerily similar final words. A mysterious shift in consciousness may explain why. And no, it's not, "Oh shit." That's not. Hollywood may make death seem dramatic. The hero is dying, yet they may miraculously muster up the energy to utter something profound, some last-minute understanding of the world. But in reality, death is raw and unfiltered. Dying words aren't scripted. They're often spoken long before a person's last breath, and cross cultures and, And sorry, I have to go between pages here. And continents, final words share shocking similarities according to some experts. And it turns out these likenesses could arise from an altered state of consciousness. You see, as a person dies, their body slowly shuts down one system at a time, eventually halting the mechanisms that facilitate speech. So by the time they experience delirium, a mental state characterized by feelings of confusion and a lack of environmental awareness, many are also robbed of their ability to speak. In these cases, final conversations, especially just before death, would look as simple as holding hands, according to Maureen Keeley, who's a PhD and an expert on end-of-life communication and the author of The Good Goodbye. Among patients who still can speak while... Oh, did I jump forward here? No, I didn't jump forward. Among patients who can speak or still speak while experiencing delirium, there are some similar phrases you may hear as they approach death. Brooke Nutting is a professional death doula. You know, there's someone famous who said that they wanted to be a death doula.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rainn Wilson. Rainn Wilson,
Okay.
The Office. Said he wanted to be a death doula, like later in life. Meaning she provides support for those who are dying as well as their families. She recalls some individuals reaching out to unseen persons and saying, "It's nice to meet you," in their final moments. Other patients repeatedly utter profanities or call out for their mothers. Boy, that'd be a famous last words. Oh, shit. I guess I wasn't joking when I said that's the last words. According to a 2019 paper published in the journal Palliative Medicine, up to 88% of patients receiving palliative care or specialized care for those who are seriously ill experience delirium at the end of their lives. For some, it is not the only altered state of consciousness they will encounter in their final days. A handful of patients will enter a form of lucidity, often referred to as the surge or last hurrah. Nutting said she has seen some of her clients experience it firsthand. She said, "I think of lucidity simply as a gift, one that not everyone receives," Nutting explained in an email. During this time, a person may return to themselves with striking clarity. They may recognize loved ones, hold meaningful conversations, or even use technology to connect with family who cannot be at the bedside to say their goodbyes. I don't know why some people get to experience lucidity and others do not," she continues. "It is part of the great mystery of the dying process. Researchers aren't completely sure why terminal lucidity occurs. A possible explanation is oxygen deprivation. Some experts believe dying, oxygen-deprived brains experience changes that increase awareness. For example, one 2023 study published in the journal PNAS found a spike in, and no, I didn't say a bad word there, Mallie. Don't think I did.
I didn't think you did.
Found a spike in gamma waves, or the frequencies associated with higher level thinking during near-death experiences.
Yeah, not too long ago, I went down the rabbit hole with the surge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Did you want to talk about it?
No, it's just
okay.
just different little stories with the surge, how they seem like themselves right before they pass.
Yeah, it's interesting. The possibilities of terminal lucidity are intriguing, and further findings could rewrite our understanding of consciousness and if it could extend beyond the moment of death. Now, whether a loved one's final words crop up during a period of delirium, lucidity, or a more baseline state of consciousness, the relevance of the final conversation is absolutely situational, according to Keeley. She says context, culture, experiences, and the people involved all influence the meaning of those fleeting moments. Something that sounds like gibberish to a nurse or a doula could make a world of sense to a family member, for instance. Keeley goes on to say, "I think there are profound conversations that go on, and only you, the person who's receiving them, can decide if it's profound or not." What's interesting is I think as my grandparents passed, there were certain things that they said. My grandmother couldn't speak much towards the end of her life because she had Parkinson's. But there were just a few things that she said that were important and they meant something, but they wouldn't mean anything to anybody else, right? My grandfathers both said things that were important, but wouldn't have meant a thing to anybody else. I think it is important, but you're not going to get the big revelation of, life insurance policies in the dresser, or anything.
Right.
Right? I mean, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that big statement, or sometimes it's just something simple as, "I'm glad you're here. I love you." Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you made it, or it's never going to be anything earth shattering. I don't think.
Yeah.
People are looking for that big,
There's a video that I saw not too long ago that a nonverbal autistic kid, he was unfortunately in the stages of passing away. And right before he passed away, he actually was pointing at something. And I don't remember what he said, but he started talking and then he passed. And she has it recorded. Like he said, I think he said hello and then he said something else and then he passed.
Oh.
But for a nonverbal to speak words was very, yeah. It was comforting to the mother. But,
and I bet it was really touching. Like at the end, just to
that he saw something like a higher being or whatever. But anyway,
that's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go from touching to frightening. How does that sound?
Okay. One extreme to the other.
We're gonna talk about dying people and a nurse who saw a 7-foot figure at a dying man's bed. She said she froze when she realized who it was. A nurse who made the chilling claim that she witnessed a 7-foot grim reaper hovering over a patient's bed happened during a night shift. She was monitoring a patient during her shift when she allegedly saw a towering dark figure cloaked in black just before the patient passed away. That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
The eerie incident was shared by Dr. Andrea O'Connor on her YouTube channel as part of an ongoing project to gather real-life stories from hospitals worldwide. However, she confessed, "I've never come across anything like this." Dr. O'Connor said a nurse was on shift, and she has a patient that was very close to dying. He was getting checked on every 15 minutes because he was very afraid. And all of a sudden, his anxiety and fear was ramping up. It's the night shift, she said. She goes in to check on him, but she stops in the doorway because the patient's laying there. And she sees this large 7-foot tall dark figure looming and bending over the bed and kind of stretching out. It looked as if he had a black cloak on. She could just see this dark, shadowy, tall figure looming over him, and she's frozen in the doorway. If you've ever seen anything like that before, your brain kind of can't make sense of something it's never seen and that you don't expect this to be in the room. He didn't have any family members coming to visit him. There were no friends in the room. There really was no explanation for what she was seeing. She revealed that the nurse returned later and witnessed the same phenomena once more and believes these enigmatic encounters were behind the patient's escalating terror. Dr. O'Connor explained that the nurse reported her experience to the incoming shift, telling them, "I think I saw the Grim Reaper." The doctor declared, "I believe her. I swear we see things in healthcare you just can't explain." The doctor declared, acknowledging she's heard similar accounts of dark shadows in the room. Nevertheless, she proceeded to offer some theories about what might have actually occurred. People can hallucinate. People can be stressed and tired, especially when working the night shift. That's one possibility. However, she emphasized that she completely accepts the nurse genuinely believed what she witnessed was the Grim Reaper. The patient passed away later that evening. I'll tell you more about the story in a minute, Mallie, but see, to me, that's really sad, right? You'd like to think that everyone who passes would be met by a relative that would have been there previously. But do you think that visage was just there for the nurse? Or was the visage there for the person who was passing?
Maybe the guy that was passing was really evil. Maybe he's done some really nasty things that we're unaware of.
Maybe. But he's been seen more than once by this nurse.
Oh. If the nurse has seen him more than once, then maybe it is somehow attached to, well, not attached to the nurse, but maybe somehow associated with the nurse then.
Maybe. The video generated countless responses on YouTube. One viewer commented, "I'm a trauma nurse and a former ICU nurse. I've seen many things like this in my career. I'm most likely to believe anything a nurse, doctor, etc. would tell me. We're in a profession that no others could have these experiences." Another wrote, "I believe she did see the Grim Reaper, no doubt. Whilst no one shared, I've worked in healthcare my entire life, had weird things happen, and heard freaky things from coworkers as well. The Grim Reaper is real," someone else says. "A very trusted male colleague was freaked out one morning when I joined him on the unit. He was just coming off the night shift. Long story short, he had a patient see the Grim Reaper that night, and it wasn't the patient's first time either. The patient was known to all as a very nasty individual, but he had enough self-awareness to know that because of his nastiness and negative life, he was being targeted frequently by the Reaper. The patient believed he was being slowly tormented as a form of punishment for the horrible person he was. That man died shortly afterwards." So you're right. It's evidently he's literally an angel of death on the negative side. But scary nonetheless, right?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Our next story, a little bit eerie. A woman disappears from a car after being picked up from the side of the road. One of those ghostly travelers. The woman is said to have vanished from the back seat of a car. Have you ever had an experience like this?
I did. I didn't pick up the spirit or the person, but I looked in my rearview mirror. I was coming back from a party, and we were doing some stuff that we shouldn't have been doing. And I saw somebody in my rearview mirror, and then I looked again, and he was gone. It was a man.
Interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Drivers have reported an eerie sighting or sightings of a woman on a UK road who mysteriously vanishes once they've given her a lift. Bluebell Hill in Kent is rumored to be haunted by the image of a woman trying to make her way home. Dubbed the Ghost of Bluebell Hill, there are tales of drivers stopping to offer this young lady a ride, only for her to vanish from the back seat or reappear in the road. Meanwhile, the Stocksbridge bypass in South Yorkshire is said to be one of the most haunted roads in the country. The A616 near Sheffield is notorious for its phantom sightings. The road is believed to be built close to or directly on an ancient monastery, with numerous reports of a medieval monk wandering about. As Halloween looms, new research by global car hire comparison sites, discovercars.com, highlights some of Europe's most haunted roads, and the B3212 road in Dartmoor, Devon, is another spooky stretch to make the list. Known as Hairy Hands, the study found that for over 100 years, there have been accounts of a spectral pair of hairy hands seizing the steering wheel, seemingly trying to veer the driver off the road. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's scary, but the hairy hands is kind of funny sounding.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems many locals know someone who's had a scare on this road. In Scotland, the Kinmount Strait in Dumfries and Galloway is said to be a haunted section of the A75, with some reporting sites of apparitions at the roadside, according to the research. DiscoverCars.com said that lorry drivers are well acquainted with this eerie stretch of road, often attributing the strange and unusual experiences of driving fatigue from long hauls. Alexander's Burricks of discovercars.com said, as Halloween approaches, now is the perfect time to learn more about Europe's most haunted roads. If you found yourself driving down one of these spooky roads, make sure to drive slowly and carefully. Knowing that you're in an allegedly haunted place might be distracting, so it is important to pay attention to your surroundings and drive carefully. Even more so if you're driving at night when there's reduced visibility.
That story reminds me of the one that, oh, what is her name? It's that ghost of the girl outside of the cemetery in Chicago. Remember where it's not the girl in white, but it's the girl that you pick up and then you find her tombstone like in that cemetery, like her coat.
Resurrection Mary?
I think maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Where she's been picked up before and then you find her her headstone in the cemetery.
Yeah. Most definitely. Just a side note here. I want to send out well wishes to Richard Estep, good friend of our show.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. He was in a bit of a car accident this past week. And I want to tip my cap to him too. Even though Richard was injured, he was injured quite significantly in the crash. He was heading to a paranormal convention. He was riding with some speakers from the convention. He got out to assist. Richard, being an EMT, got out to assist people in the crash. He ignored his own injuries. Got out to assist people who were injured and basically toughed it out to help others, and then tended to himself. So he's recovering right now and doing well. So Richard, man, take care of yourself, brother. That's we're praying for you for a speedy recovery, and he already had been suffering with a bit of an illness before he was getting over an illness before he hit the road to go back on the convention circuit. So, but man.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that car. Ooh.
Yeah, that car was totally
crunched. Yeah. And then I saw that someone unfortunately passed away in one of the other cars.
Yeah, there was a fatality in the other car. So
yeah.
But Richard was Johnny on the spot and there on the scene and was there to offer aid and assistance, and it could have been a lot worse had he not been there. And I tell you, Richard is, man, you want to talk about, a real hero. Richard really is a rare human being in today's society. He really is. He's something else. He's a stand-up human being. That's the only way I can put it. He's just one of a kind. And so, really, I encourage our audience, if you can send thoughts, prayers, energy to Richard to help him heal and heal quickly, it'd be greatly appreciated. He really is a special human being. So, and I'm sure he'd be grateful for that. So, Richard will be on the show in a couple of weeks. He has a second book out there having to do with ghosts, and he's going to appear on the show here, and he'll be promoting that book. So we'll see him in a couple of weeks. So
very cool. I was talking about him the other day. The Fox Hollow murders.
Yeah. Which is going gangbusters. He's actually going to be, I believe, in the next season of that show.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool. Yeah, I went to a dinner thing, and I ended up somehow paranormal got brought up, and these people were talking, well, because of Halloween and stuff, and they found my life interesting. So we started talking about things, and then we were talking about serial killers, and then I brought up Fox Hollow and Richard and stuff. And anyway,
yeah, he had put it on his social media that they were filming another round or another season of that program, and he's going to appear in that second round. So, so he'll be in that as well. So
very cool
indeed. All right. Minnesota has a little claim to fame when it comes to creepy dolls.
Okay.
Which also kind of ties into tomorrow's program. I'll tell you a little bit more about it here in a second. Creepy dolls have taken over a Minnesota museum in time for Halloween here. Mallie, although I don't think of Rochester as being the place for creepy dolls. I think of it more as the place for the Mayo Clinic.
Exactly.
Minnesota Museum has opened a seasonally appropriate exhibit dedicated to the stuff of Halloween nightmares or creepy dolls. The History Center of Olmsted County's new exhibit, Creepy Dolls Loose in the Vault. How do you get loose in a vault?
No.
Kind of an oxymoron. Features unsettling dolls paired with various objects from the Rochester Museum's archives. The idea is that the dolls are let loose in the vaults. They curate the show and pick their objects that they relate to the most. Chris Delisle, the museum's exhibit and event coordinator, told WCCO TV. Delisle said the exhibit combines history with entertainment. What I'm really interested in is what people resonate with and why they connect with these objects, what takes them back in their mind to the memories of their childhood, he said. He said all the dolls were donated by members of the community who were also asked to include information about the history of each toy. The doll has to come from Olmsted County, Delisle said. We really want everything to be tied to Olmsted County. Visitors are asked to vote for their favorites of the terrifying playthings, and the winner will be announced near the end of the exhibit. So there you go. Creepy dolls in Olmsted County. It's kind of an interesting little story. It's weird that a county is actually buying into creepy dolls.
Right.
It's a different kind of thing. But
I think it's kind of cool, though.
It is cool. It definitely is cool. But speaking of creepy dolls and haunted dolls, Patty Negri is with us tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, of Ghost Adventures fame. She's got a book out there called Dollcraft, A Witch's Guide to Puppet Magic and Haunted Dolls. And we'll be speaking to her about that book tomorrow. So
Okay.
on tomorrow's show. So let's see. Next story. Next story. Oh, yes.
Whenever I see Patty, I think of like Fleetwood Mac because she's just got that kind of gypsy kind of look.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, she does have that look, doesn't she? Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to her tomorrow. Speaking of witches, actually, you know what? It's like you're psychic today. I think Patty's rubbing off on you. I have a story here about, actually our next story is about a call mounting to the UK to pardon women who were hanged for bewitchment.
Oh, weird.
It's like you're sitting in front of my iPad, Mel.
Oh.
Centuries ago, the crime of being a practicing witch was based on the flimsiest of evidence and was punishable by death. It's been 373 years since 7 women, Anne Ashby, Mary Brown, Anne Martin, Mildred Wright, Susan Pickenden, Anne Wilson, not the one from Heart, but a different Anne Wilson, and Mary Reed were executed for the crimes of bewitching 3 children to death and for bargaining with the devil in exchange for demonic powers. They were hanged on July 30th of 1652 on Pendleton Heath in Maidstone, Kent. Now, nearly 4 centuries later, there's a growing movement of people hoping to see these women, along with many others in the country, who were also trialed as witches, formally pardoned. These historic acts of murder cannot be undone, but those women could be granted a general pardon, said Maidstone Borough Council leader Stuart Jeffrey. Not everyone, however, agrees with the motion. How could you not? Instead arguing that it's a waste of taxpayer funds.
Oh my gosh.
For some people, it's completely pointless and achieves nothing, said local councillor Claire Keeley. Yes, those women will never know, though maybe they'll rest a little bit more peacefully, but I think it sends a strong message that injustice will be called out and fought against, is the quote. At the end of the day, they weren't witches, they were just women. Sadly, the case of these 7 women is certainly not a one-off. The same thing happened to countless other witches across Britain who had their lives cut short in a similar manner. Suspicion of witchcraft could arise from anything. 7 diseases could be blamed on witches. People were primed to think witches existed because the church told them so, said Professor Marion Gibson. And it was really easy for them to think not just that witches existed generally, but actually maybe the old woman they didn't like down the road was a witch. So, of course, they should pardon all these women. But again, you have, it seems like such a stupid reason. What costs taxpayers money? So,
Right.
do the right thing, right?
We'll just keep that in mind if she's ever done wrong.
Right, right. Yeah. If you're ever done wrong, keep that in mind that it may cost money and we may not want to. You know,
Right.
you're
May
good.
karma strike her.
That's right. That's right. Our next story has to do with Pennsylvania fortune tellers stealing $600,000 in a curse cleansing scam. A man and woman were charged by police for allegedly conning victims out of money in exchange for removing a curse. In one scheme, the two self-professed fortune tellers informed one of the victims that she had been marked with a curse that was stopping her from finding love and happiness, and that would eventually go on to destroy her business and family. To cleanse her of this affliction, the two crooks reportedly demanded that she provide money, valuables, gift cards, clothing, and many other things, preying on her fear of the non-existent curse to get her to keep up with their demands. In the end, Mallie, they stole $595,000 and almost $596,000, money that had yet to be returned to the victim.
Oh.
A lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
A second scheme also saw the pair extort $18,000 out of another victim by demanding that they provide personal information and photographs for the purpose of conducting a ritual. The accused was arrested October 7th of 2025 and charged with multiple felonies, including corrupt organizations, dealing in the proceeds of unlawful activities, theft by unlawful taking, theft by deception, and receiving stolen property, as well as fortune telling. A police statement reads, a preliminary hearing will take place on October 20th. $595,000. At what point do you say, yeah, they got me? And stop giving them money, right?
Right.
It's just bizarre.
Jeez.
All right. Our next story has to do, I teased this earlier, that in 1927, a radio experiment tried to prove that telepathy exists. Almost 100 years ago, thousands of listeners took part in a mass psychic experiment over the radio. Now, back in 1927, a group of scientists headed up by physicist Sir Oliver Lodge and backed by the Society for Psychical Research, decided to conduct an experiment to determine whether or not it was possible for humans to send messages to one another telepathically. To accomplish this, 6 volunteers were sealed in a room, and the session was broadcast live on BBC Radio, where listeners could tune into their radio receivers at home. Now, each volunteer was shown a series of objects hanging from playing cards to pictures and hats. While they were focusing on each object, the listeners were asked to write down what they thought the object was and then send in their answers at the end. Remarkably, around 25,000 people wrote in with their thoughts on what the objects were. Sadly, only a few of the listeners actually identified any of the objects, with 5 people correctly guessing a picture of a skull and a few others vaguely matching a man in a mask and a hat. According to research officer VJ Woolley, the successful guesses were swamped by the very large mass of failures, indicating statistical chance rather than evidence of telepathic communication. Even so, it remains one of the most intriguing and wide-ranging experiments of its kind ever attempted. Do you think that's a fair, accurate experiment?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm never sure about those.
Because here's my thought. I don't know that, I mean, even though we use radios and shack hacks and whatnot in communication with the dead and ghost hunting, I don't know that it works mind to mind, right? It may seem like I'm putting rules here where there shouldn't be rules. But if I say to you, okay, if I'm communicating, like supposedly psychics say that Zoom works for psychic readings, but it works off of RF energy. Everything works off of RF energy, right? if that's the case, can something like a mass experiment where I've got thousands of people trying to read one person's mind, don't you think that would create chaos and static? Don't you think all those minds trying to get together would bump into each other like bumper cars? I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you put it that way. I mean, I think if you do like a mass prayer, I think it works.
Right. But that's one intention. That's
Yeah.
intention focused on one
Yeah.
thing. This is everybody racing. This is kind of like a school of fish racing
Right.
to get to one thing, and people bumping into each other to get to one thing. It's like it's like everybody. It's like Black Friday, right? Everybody rushing to get deals. You
Yeah.
know? To me, that creates chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, to me, I don't know. I just think that would create more chaos than anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next story. If anyone has thoughts on it, email me, tim@darknessradio.com. We'll read your thoughts here during Parashare. NASA supercomputer reveals when the Earth will become uninhabitable. I want you to take a guess here, Mallie, and then we'll read the story.
Well, let's hope it's not in my lifetime, nor my children's.
If you had to take a guess as to when Earth will be uninhabitable,
Oh.
give me a year.
Let's go for 4024.
4024. All right. We've known for a long time that the Earth won't remain habitable forever, but how long does it really have? Well, the Earth remains the only example of a habitable world that we know of, but its continued habitability relies on a range of factors, including one that we can do absolutely nothing about. 5 billion years from now, the sun will begin to die.
I'll take it.
Right. It will grow several times larger than it is now, effectively cooking the Earth's surface in the process. But the Earth will have become uninhabitable long before then. So it's not 5 billion years yet.
That's probably the time my body decides to do a reincarnation.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, look, we're going to cook.
Yeah.
Get out the hot dogs and hamburgers. If they still exist, then we might all be eating vegetable pills by then.
Yeah.
Now, thanks to a supercomputer and a collaboration between NASA and Toho University in Japan, researchers have been able to run complex models predicting the distant future of our planet. The main issue is that over time, the sun will become brighter and larger long before it gets to the point of turning into a red giant, triggering major climate shifts on our planet. According to the team's calculations, the Earth will become effectively uninhabitable in just over 1 billion years. So,
okay.
Yeah. You might not want to live that long.
Yeah.
The planet will become so hot at that point that the oceans will literally evaporate.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know that we'd be able to hang on that long.
Yeah.
That said, much of this is a moot point because the amounts of time we're talking about here is so vast that our civilization, even if it still exists by then, will have changed beyond recognition. After 1 billion years of time and evolution, would we still even be human at all, is the question. I think we'll be people made of steel. We'll become integrated with robots and AI. We'll be cyborgs.
Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of heads on machines.
Yeah. Weird. Our next story has to do with a volcano in Iran that has come back to life after 700,000 years. The Taftan volcano, which is situated near Iran's border with Pakistan, has been showing signs of life recently. Sometimes volcanoes can surprise us, as evidenced by renewed activity centering on the Taftan volcano in Iran, which has been extinct for nearly 700,000 years. According to research published back on October 7th, the ground near the summit has risen by over 3.5 inches within a 10-month period, indicating a buildup of gas pressure beneath the ground. I can relate. I've had that same gas pressure today.
Stop.
The news comes as something of a surprise as the volcano, which measures around 12.927 feet in or 12,927 feet in height. It's not 12 feet in height. It's 12,000 feet in height. If it were only 12 feet in height, you could go up and pet it like a little dog.
Exactly.
It has been,
molehill.
yeah, it's a little molehill at that point. Thank you, Mel. Had been studied as recently as 2020. It's been a long day. And there had been no sign of it doing anything at the time. While the volcano is not likely to see an imminent eruption, it's got to happen eventually, they say here. Pablo Gonzalez, who's the volcanologist, who I always thought a volcanologist was one of those guys who rode on the red fire trucks during the winter carnival here in St. Paul, but evidently not, says this study doesn't aim to produce panic in the people. Well, then why would you say the thing's going to blow?
Exactly.
That, to me, seems like you would want to create panic in people. He says it's a wake-up call to the authorities in the region in Iran to designate some resources to take a look at it. So I think you're trying to make people run for cover. Want to hear a cool story?
Sure.
An ancient Roman, that's my Scottish in me. Ancient Roman tombstone was found beneath the undergrowth in a New Orleans yard.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't it? New Orleans couple is doing some yard work behind their house. Unexpectedly, they find a Roman headstone of a soldier who died 1,900 years ago. Tell me how.
I like it.
Yeah, let's find out a little bit about this. While clearing some undergrowth in their New Orleans yard one day, a married couple discovered something completely unexpected. A Roman headstone that had once marked the grave of a soldier who lived half the world away in the 2nd century. Research into the unlikely object indicates that it is genuine, and its discovery hints at an international mystery that dates back to World War II. We get calls from the public about odd finds in yards in the area pretty often. University of New Orleans archaeologist D. Ryan Gray, who analyzed the headstone, told Live Science, often it turns out to be something natural that just happens to look like an artifact. In this case, the homeowners were Daniela Santoro, an anthropologist at Tulane University, and her husband, Aaron Lorenz. Gray noted in October 6th online report about the investigations into the stone. When Daniela initially described this, I thought maybe it was a 19th century gravestone that had been scavenged from a New Orleans cemetery and then discarded, Gray said. However, as soon as I saw the photo of the inscription, I immediately suspected that this was something very different. Santoro had found the unusual marble tablet beneath the undergrowth in the backyard of her shotgun house in the city's historic Carrollton neighborhood. The stone is about 12 inches or 30 centimeters wide and slightly longer, and one surface is densely chiseled with Roman text. Experts say the Latin inscription can be translated to English and reads, "To the spirits of the dead for Sextus Congenius Verus, soldier of the Praetorian fleet, I believe is a Messinensis, from the tribe of the Bessi of Thrace, who lived 42 years and served 22 in the military. On the trireme warship, I believe this is Asclepius, Attilius Carus, and Vettius Longinus. His heirs made this for him well deserving." And here I thought my Roman was crap. It was clear this was the gravestone of a soldier born in the Thrace region of northern Greece who had served on a Roman warship, but now there was a new mystery. How did the gravestone end up in New Orleans? Well, the mystery's been solved, Mallie. Yeah, an investigation revealed that the inscription had already been recorded by archaeologists, but on a 2nd century grave marker found near, I believe this is Civita Vecchia, which is a ancient city and port about 40 miles or 64 kilometers northwest of Rome. The headstone was reported missing after World War II. However, when Allied bombs destroyed the museum that had housed it, initially it wasn't clear how the headstone had ended up in New Orleans. But as news coverage of its discovery spread, the story emerged. The ancient slab had been acquired by a U.S. soldier who fought in Italy during World War II. The man's granddaughter had told that to local news media. Aaron Scott O'Brien reported that her grandfather, Charles Paddock Jr., brought the tombstone home from to New Orleans and displayed it in a case in his house before he died in 1986. That, according to The Guardian. The grave marker was then passed down to O'Brien, and she put it in her garden while living in the Carrollton neighborhood. However, when she sold the house in 2018, O'Brien forgot to take it with her. The couple who bought the house later found the ancient artifact while doing yard work. Santoro and Lorenz are now working with authorities in the U.S. and Italy to return the gravestone to Civita Vecchia. For me, the story reflects a wonderful intersection of a homeowner's curiosity, ultimately bringing to light something unexpected and historically significant, Gray wrote in the report.
Oh.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it was like years ago when we were at the radio station and I had that gravestone and I bought it from the lady. She had bad luck. I didn't know at the time. And then I had bad luck when I bought it. And then Shane, was it Shane, our intern? He took it I gave it to him. And then he got laid off shortly after.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And my luck turned around.
Yeah. And your luck turned around.
Well, yeah, because the day that I bought it was the day. Yeah. Anyway, I won't go into details, but,
no, but it's
my bad luck started that day I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a weird story, though. I mean, that sort of stuff does happen. It's where something, something weird is attached to something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Shane got laid off that day. Yeah, it was weird. Very bizarre. Way to go, Mal! Way to get him laid off.
Sorry, Shane.
Yeah, sorry, Shane. Funny though, very funny.
Now we can laugh about it because that was what?
Yeah,
12, 13, 14 years ago.
It was quite a while ago, but
yeah,
fun.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he's fine now.
We hope. Well, yeah. He's still got the stone and things have really gone bad for him.
Yeah.
Probably just wandering around in a homeless camp somewhere in Minneapolis with that stone.
Aww.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's not. Probably living a wonderful life. He probably pawned the thing.
Yes.
No beer money or something. I have no idea. One more story, and then we got our palate cleanser today. This is how we're going to end it. The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected Alex Jones's bid to overturn his $1.5 billion case. This is where I do my impression here, Mallie.
Sound like an old sea captain.
A little bit. That's my Alex Jones impression. It hurts the throat. That's why I save it for last.
Yeah.
It hurt your throat doing that impression. Yeah. It's a little rough. The conspiracy theorist has been ordered to pay. Some people are going to hate that I called him a conspiracy theorist. Some people swear by Alex Jones.
What does the article call him? Conspiracy theorist?
It does. I'm just
okay. Well, then you're safe. You're just reading the story.
Kind of dropped off after Bohemian Grove.
Mm-hmm.
He did have that find. Bohemian Grove was his. He actually that's but after that pretty much ended it. But he found the big owl with Walter Cronkite's voice in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The conspiracy theorist has been ordered to pay the enormous sum as compensation to the Sandy Hook victims' families. The ongoing saga which began back in 2022. Good Lord, it's time for a nap. Back in 2022, when Jones, who for years had used his conspiracy theorist website InfoWars to spread false claims about the victims and families of Sandy Hook, was ordered to pay $1.5 billion in compensation.
Ooh.
Yeah, for what he had put them through. Last year, it was revealed that satirical website The Onion, together with the victims' families, had put a bid in to acquire InfoWars. But this was later rejected by a federal judge on the basis that there had been a lack of transparency in the auction process. That had to really piss Alex Jones off, that The Onion wanted his website. I mean, it's a direct political foe, but I mean, it's
right.
It just, that had to gnaw at him day and night. That wasn't the end of the story, however, as Texas Judge Maya Guerrero Gamble later ordered that the website and its various assets could indeed be sold to help pay the money that Jones owed the families. Then just last week, Jones appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking them to intervene to prevent his website from being sold off. His lawyer noted that if nothing was done to stop it, InfoWars will have been acquired by its ideological nemesis and destroyed. Unfortunately for Jones, however, the U.S. Supreme Court has since rejected his case. The Supreme Court properly rejected Jones's latest desperate attempt to avoid accountability for the harm that he's caused, said Chris Matei, who is the lawyer for Sandy Hook's families. We look forward to enforcing the jury's historic verdict and making Jones and InfoWars pay for what they've done, he went on to say. So there you go.
Mm.
I just like doing the voice. That's just my big thing.
Yeah. He should have talked to Jeff Belanger. I think when it happened, I think shortly after, I think Jeff was raising money for it because he's from that area.
He is, yeah.
So
yeah.
Jeff could have told him it was real.
Yeah. Well,
no conspiracies.
Alex wasn't going to believe that.
Well,
you should have stopped at Bohemian Grove.
Yep.
You had a good thing going with that.
Yep.
Yeah. But he didn't. Would have saved himself $1.5 billion and still would have his website.
Yeah. Feel bad for the parents.
Oh yeah, me too. Big time. All right, I promised you a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Why's that?
All this hype and then it's like, oh, that was it.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Some people love their showers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yes.
people have the big waterfall showers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people have the showers where they're getting hit from multiple angles, 4 or 5 shower heads in the shower. Some people just a wash rag and a stick. That's all they need.
I feel like that just doesn't do the job.
Well, it may not. Other people, week and a half between baths.
Oh, good God.
Because they're just not into it, right?
Sheesh. Stinky.
All right. Headline here is can't be bothered showering. You should be.
Yeah.
But if you can't be bothered showering, maybe you should try this human washing machine.
Okay. Sure.
Boffins in Japan have developed a device that can wash your whole body without you having to lift a finger.
Yeah, but do you have to get up, though, to go to the washing machine?
Oh, now you're just asking too much. Now,
the whole point is getting up. That's my problem, is actually just getting up.
you want to be able to sleep in this thing?
No, I'm just saying once I'm up, I'm fine. It's just that thing of getting up.
All right. Well, let's find out.
Okay.
And what could be considered a demonstration of human laziness as much as human ingenuity, Japanese firm Science Company, that's original, even they're lazy. They can't come up with a good name, has unveiled a modern, updated version of a concept that has been around for a while, but has never really taken off and proven practical until now. The device, which is like a large pod with a lid that opens in a clamshell fashion, enables the user to back comfortably inside while water and soap are sprayed out of hoses in the sides.
Wait, there's a lid?
Yeah, there's a lid.
Oh, claustrophobia. Nope.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. No. The user has the option of listening to relaxing music or watching TV while the cleansing process happens on its own, ending with a drying process that leaves them ready to face the day. This is like a car wash for your body. Weird. Well,
Might as well just get in the shower.
There's a video of this. I'm going to play the video for you. Ready? While the device seems like something of an extravagance, one obvious use case would be for the disabled or the elderly. Anyone unable to wash themselves or use regular facilities. Now I could see this.
Okay, that makes sense, though. Without the lid.
Well, I'll show you what the lid looks like. And then
Okay.
you tell me. I mean, without the lid, stuff would go everywhere, right?
Mm.
Such machines could be offered in public places like gyms or at festivals or sporting events. I don't want to take a I don't want to take a bath at a sporting event. Why? It isn't clear exactly how much something like this will cost, and if it would be fair to assume that it will probably be unaffordable for use in most homes, but it's an interesting invention nonetheless. Let me see if I can get this. Here it is. This is what it looks like. And this is a video of the guy sitting in it. Do you see how it's kind of? Can you kind of describe what's happening there, Mallie?
Yeah, claustrophobia. Claustrophobic. Nope.
Claustrophobia?
I couldn't. Yeah, I still couldn't do it.
No? What's the?
Okay, it's done playing.
It's done playing. Okay.
It's like a little pod they get into, and then it just kind of they sit into it.
To me, it looks.
My fear is that. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, it looks like a giant MRI machine. Is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like a cross between a tub and a giant MRI machine. Yeah. It's and it does look like it's too big to fit in the average home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I live in an old house. It wouldn't get through my door.
I'll post this in the description of the program as well, so you can see the video of what this thing looks like. But yeah, no. But I mean, there's a TV inside it. You want to watch TV?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I can see for disabled people, it would, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could become a necessity, sure.
Yeah.
But not for the average person, no.
Yeah.
Just plain lazy.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But I can see for the disabled, this would be incredibly useful.
Oh, yes. No, I agree 100% for that.
Yeah.
But it's not for me.
All right. That'll do it for today. What you got going on in your neck of the woods there, Mel?
I am on the hunt for, remember when I was talking about how we have this really old cemetery?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on because I think there's bodies buried under where they're trying, well, they already did it. They put a parking spaces where they've discovered bones next to it. Because I found a map from 1860s and the map now, and the cemetery is like 3/4, or it's larger. It was larger than it is now in the 1860s map. Well, I found something from May that said that they did the sonar and they did find some anomalies.
Oh.
So why did they still do the parking spots? So now I'm trying to get a hold of some people and ask what happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if there were anomalies, why did they still do the parking spots?
Right. Whoa.
So, yes, because I asked a city council member and she kind of gave me the runaround.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine they did. Yeah.
So I'm on the hunt for an answer. So that's my new thing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well,
So anyway,
go get them.
that's what I'm up to.
Yeah, go get them. All right.
I mean, it's too late, but they already did it. But I'm just curious,
Well, maybe they got to dig that parking lot up. Never know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the big show, I mentioned it once before. I'll mention it again. Patty Negri is our guest, psychic medium author. She's got a new book out there called Dollcraft, A Witch's Guide to Poppet Magic and Haunted Dolls. We'll be talking a little bit about Patty's passion for this topic, and we'll get a little witchy and a little creepy tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so that's tomorrow's program.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. So, if you guys have a paranormal experience you want to share with us before Halloween, by all means, get a hold of us by sending us either an email to tim@darknessradio.com. You can send us a voice note by going to darknessradioshow.com and clicking on that blue button on the right-hand side of the website. You have 2 minutes to do so. If you need more time, just click, rinse, and repeat, and I'll stitch those voice notes together, and we'll air it here on the program. Or if you're sitting in the studio like I am right now, you can send us a video, short video, and we'll just screen it to make sure everything's okay, and we'll air it right here on the program. So that's how you can do that. We look forward to hearing your real paranormal experiences right here on the program. So that'll do it for today. Mallie, thank you so much again for I almost said for gracing us with your presence, but that sounds really stupid and grandiose.
It makes it sound like I'm important.
Right. Well, no, you are important.
Yeah, whatever.
It makes it sound like I'm being a dick, which I didn't mean to do. No, but thank you for being here once again today.
Oh, it's always my pleasure.
The pleasure is all ours. So tomorrow, Patty Negri on The Big Show. And for Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, folks. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you being here. If you're listening to the show on audio, go watch it on video at YouTube, the original Darkness Radio, or darknessradioshow.com. The video and audio are in the description of the show that you're looking for. So join us there as well, and like and subscribe once you've seen the video. All right. We'll see you tomorrow for Patty Negri right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.
For more audio and video archives of the show, intriguing content, fun events, and cool swag, check out darknessradioshow.com. The executive producer of Darkness Radio is Troy Palmer. If you enjoyed today's program, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And make sure you join us tomorrow for Puppet Magic and Haunted Dolls with Patty Negri.